What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Now, there's no such time as an off-season for professional wrestling or the news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia brings you the latest and wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including Matt Hardy leaving WWE, as well as another WWE superstar ready to leave, SmackDown's ratings stumble, a possible Big E singles push, and what the New Day thinks, the massive success of Chris Jericho's Champagne, the Fiend title selling for big bucks, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for the latest wrestling news. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story. Is Matt Hardy leaving the WWE? Now, recent YouTube videos by Matt Hardy have some people speculating the 45-year-old wrestler could be leaving the WWE in early 2020. PW Insider's Mike Johnson recently commented that PWInsider.com has confirmed with multiple sources that Matt Hardy's current WWE deal is expiring in February of 2020. While the two sides have been in discussions, we are told that how Hardy will be used going forward has been the biggest sticking point in negotiations. We are told that it's not a situation where Hardy and WWE are far apart on financial considerations, but that Hardy, realizing that if he signs, it could likely be the final deal of his career, therefore he wants to be used in a certain way which, truth be told, is likely not being used as he was on Raw this past week, being brought back simply to put someone over. Sources indicate that while Hardy has been very thankful to have been able to return to WWE and have the run he and his brother Jeff have enjoyed since WrestleMania 33, there is no question that WWE didn't capitalize on the broken Matt Hardy persona as much as they could have. The Woken version didn't click and wasn't pushed as hard as Hardy's previous incarnations of the character in Impact Wrestling. The Hardy Halloween special, which received unanimous positive reviews, was never followed up on the WWE network. Matt could command a good price wherever he decides to work, and as noted, the biggest factor in him signing could be what type of role he plays. He has a lot to offer even at this stage in his career. Matt could even jump to AEW and become its youngest world champion yet. Yes, that's right, we said youngest world champion. He's younger than Chris Jericho. Next up, another WWE superstar pre-planning his exit. Former Bludgeon brother Luke Harper has let it be known he wants out of the WWE, and a recent trademark application suggests he's already planning ahead from his exit from the company. PW Insider Steven Fernandez reports WWE star Luke Harper applied to trademark Brody Lee for shirts and entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibits and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer. Luke Harper competed as Brody Lee during his indie run before entering the WWE. With Harper's WWE contract reportedly up early next year, it'll be interesting to see where he heads to next. Next up, WWE releasing superstars in 2020. Now, please be sure to consider this item a wild rumor, as Wrestlelamia has heard conflicting reports about whether the WWE intends on releasing anyone. One of the wildest rumors going around is that with the amount of WWE superstars who have taken to social media to voice their grievances and asking for a release, it seems 2020 could come with personal cuts. First reported by Brian Alvarez from Wrestling Observer Radio, he was told from a source within WWE that the company was strongly considering a mass release in 2020. No further details have emerged except for a rumor that the cuts could come as early as January. The cuts would likely occur before the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season. A possibility for this could be to raise morale in the locker rooms before their busy season starts. The constant negativity being thrown around and released to the public from disgruntled wrestlers has taken a toll on the overall happiness and morale backstage. Multiple people from within WWE have been pushing for these wrestlers to be released. The story at eWrestling News also lists the following names as the candidates for a 2020 departure: Luke Harper, Jeff Hardy, Matt and Maria Kanellis, The Revival, EC3, Sin Cara, The Colones, and Oni Lorcan. It does bear mentioning that Brian Alvarez noted on a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Live that he never said that there would be releases in 2020, so again, take this rumor with a huge pinch of salt. Next up, SmackDown stumbles in the ratings. The 29th November episode of Friday Night SmackDown saw a drop, with Wrestling Inc. reporting Friday's WWE SmackDown episode drew an average of 2.336 million viewers in the overnight ratings, according to Showbuzz Daily. Hour 1 drew 3.50 million viewers, then Hour 2 dropped 1.2% to 2.322 million viewers. SmackDown also drew an average of 0.7 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, which was tied number 1 for the Friday night with Frosty the Snowman. This is down 8.2% from last Friday's SmackDown episode, which drew an average of 2.544 million viewers with a 0.8 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. It is the lowest audience for the show since the move to Fox, however it was expected to drop as it aired the day after Thanksgiving. Holiday shows often draw poorly, so SmackDown's ratings shouldn't be taken as a sign of impending doom. What will matter are the subsequent weeks as the show loses the rub from the NXT invasion angle. Next up, who did Eric Bischoff want to work with within WWE? When the WWE announced Eric Bischoff's hire as SmackDown's executive director for creator, fans wondered whether ATM Eric could work his former magic with today's WWE superstars. Speaking with pancakes and power slams, Bischoff discussed wrestlers he would have liked to work with within SmackDown. There were certain talents like Chad Gable. I really dug him as a person and professional. I love Randy Orton's work. I didn't get a chance to work with him, but I really admire his work. He's flawless as a performer and I would have liked to have worked with him. There were others I was hoping to get a chance to work with that I didn't. Sheamus was another character that I would like to have gotten my hands on. There's a lot of great talent there. What could Eazy-E have done with these wrestlers? Next up, Kofi Kingston on a Big E singles push. Rumors of a Big E singles push have been circulating for 2 years, with the talk of Big E going his own way. Given Kofi's singles success as WWE champion, could we see Big E going along solo? And if so, how would the other members of the New Day feel? Kofi Kingston recently spoke with reporter Ben Flanagan about such a possibility. He could bring the world. Big E is a phenomenal competitor and just really funny dude on many different levels, easily the funniest one out of all 3 of us. Me and Wood say all the time it's not fair. He can just kind of look at you and have people dying laughter. He has a finger on the pulse of what is good in wrestling. He knows how to make things unique. I agree 100% that he would have an amazing singles run. I think a lot of people think a lot of people that would mean that the New Day would have to break up, and that's not the case. We've always looked at ourselves as a faction. We've never looked at ourselves as just a tag team. We've never put ourselves in a box as far as being one thing. One of the possibilities that we've discussed is having all of us having singles titles and being a group and doing it because we are brothers. It's a very real friendship and bond. We push each other and want everyone to achieve the most they can achieve. I say it all the time, with me being the WWE champion. I was the one wearing the title, but it was all 3 of us that were the champions because without Woods and E, I would have not been in that situation. Considering Big E's amazing in-ring skills, many fans are surprised he hasn't been given a singles push. What do you guys think? Be sure to leave your comments down below. Next up, Chris Jericho conquers Champagne. It looks like AEW's World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho's foray into the world of sparkling wine is off to a great start. Recently, Le Champion tweeted about the success of his new champagne. Unbelievable to hear that a little bit of the bubbly sold 10,000 bottles in just over 2 days. The demand was so crazy that you crashed 19 servers on the bubbly website, thanks to all of you who wanted to be a part of. Quite a response, and if Jericho's champagne is selling out, how well do you think AEW's regular merchandise is doing? Maybe AEW is right and TV ratings don't matter. Next up, some ridiculously priced merchandise. Are you looking for something to get for that hard to buy for wrestling fan? While the Bray Wyatt custom made limited edition Fiend Championship belt may be out of your price range at $6,499.99, that being the person who ever buys this needs some sense, AEW has a t-shirt likeness of Chris Jericho's GOAT Chris Jericho at the much lower price of $24.99. Just remember, if you buy a Fiend belt for one kid, the others will be expecting it. Seriously, who in their right mind is gonna drop $6,500 for a belt? Next up, some breaking news. WWE superstars are also wrestlers. No, this isn't kayfabe news. Wrestling fans know the often wacky Vince McMahon bans certain traditional wrestling terms like, well, wrestlers, with performers and announcers having to refer to them as superstars or face Mr. McMahon's wrath. However, you may have noticed the term wrestler popping up on WWE television. When a fan asked Dave Meltzer whether Vinnie Mac dropped the ban on wrestler, Meltzer replied yes, something which led to the Revival's Dash Wilder tweeting, "You're welcome everyone." Wilder is no stranger to using supposedly banned words and looks to be having some fun with the new ruling. And lastly, some big matches this week. The WWE has announced a handicap match between Charlotte and the Kabuki Warriors for this week's Raw, while AEW has Pentagon Jr. battling Christopher Daniels and Jon Moxley set to battle Joey Janela. Raw is also promoting an apology from Seth Rollins to the Raw roster. But there you have it guys, the latest wrestling news and rumors. What do you guys think of these stories? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.